Okay. One of the adjustments, let's say we are talking about salaries, for example. You don't have to write this down, you just pay attention because we will be understanding this with the help of an example only. Okay. In the textbook, you have already been given a list of adjustments, but there only what to do, the debit effect and credit effect that is given, but there is no other explanation there. So to understand that, we will take an example. Let's say we talk about salaries. You know that salaries is recorded on profit and loss account, the debit side. Yes, that is an expenditure for the business and we debit the expenses. What happens if salaries are not paid for the full year? Remember, when we talk about final accounts, recording all 12 months transactions and then only you can prepare final accounts. Anything less than or more than 12 months will not show a correct picture. So what happens is, let's say salaries are 5,000 rupees per month. This is what you are paying to your employees. So for the full year, can you tell me how much salaries you are going to pay? This is for 1 month. For the full year, how much it should be?
60,000.
60,000. How did you do that? 5,000 into 12 months will give you for the year 60,000 rupees as salary. So actually in your profit and loss account debit side, you should be writing 60,000. This is your profit and loss account. Debit side, two salaries, 60,000. This is what should be recorded. And then it is a correct picture. But what if you have not paid salary for 2 months? You did not have sufficient funds and you told your employees for 2 months we are not able to pay salary. And in that particular year, you paid salary only for 10 months. That means for the year, totally how much you have paid? You have paid only 50,000, 5,000 per month into 10 months. For this particular year, you have paid only 50,000, but that is not the correct picture. Remember, 2 months salary you have not yet paid. So then, are you going to tell them that now because the year is over, you will never get that 2 months salary? Answer is no. If not this year, you will pay that 2 months salary in the next year. But eventually you have to pay that. So what will happen is, instead of recording 60,000, you must have recorded only 50,000 in profit and loss account. And now here is the error. We record every income and expenditure for a period of 12 months. And you have not done that for salary. You have recorded only 10 months salary, but that is not the correct picture. Let's say we are talking about the year 2020. And for whatever reason, for 2 months you could not pay salary. That's why you have recorded only 50,000. But is that the correct picture? Answer is no. If everything was normal, if you had sufficient money, you would have ended up paying totally 60,000 rupees. But you haven't done that. Then what about that 2 months salary? 2 months salary is still pending. That is 10,000 rupees has to still be paid. Are you going to tell the employees no more 2 months salary? No, you will pay it next year. So adjust your accounts right now itself. That 50,000 is not correct. You add some more 10,000 in that. And then on profit and loss account debit side, it will be showing 60,000. Yes, now it is showing a correct picture because that is the correct salary for the year 2020. So what have you done? You have added some amount to salary to make it the correct figure. But I told you in accounts, you do both debit as well as credit effect for all transactions. So this was only the debit effect. Writing on the profit and loss account, you have added there 10,000. That was the debit effect. There has to be another effect. Okay. Now I will tell you, I will give you a hint and you tell me where else you are going to write this amount. 10,000 we decided we have added here. It is something that is not yet paid. It is going to be payable in the future. Anytime in the future, maybe next year, maybe 2 years later, we don't know. But that amount has to be compulsorily paid sometime in the future. It is not paid today. It is to be paid in the future. In the balance sheet, which side will show you that amount? Whether the liability side or the asset? Liability side, very good. Liability side is the correct place where you will add that 10,000 regarding salary. Why? Because we had a discussion. Assets is something that you have already and something that you are going to receive in the future. Liability is opposite. Something that you have to pay in the future, okay, paid back to people, then that is a liability. So have you done two effects correctly, debit and credit? Answer is yes. Writing on the debit side, of course, that is one effect. And in our balance sheet, we had decided that liability side is the credit side. So there you have done it. Debit as well as credit, both sides you have added 10,000. That's it. Now you have shown the correct picture. This adjustment is known as outstanding expense. The word outstanding means not yet paid for expense. Outstanding, not yet. Or you can call it expenses due. Due because you have not yet paid it. And this is what has to be done. You cannot just record 10 months and not do anything. You record totally for 12 months. So add a 2 months salary there. That means you have recorded for 12 months. And what was the additional adjustment you did? You added 2 months salary there. So that 2 months extra will have a second effect, which is there on the liability side. Now remember one thing, for all adjustments, okay, for any type of adjustments, remember only one thing, that whenever you have to record the second effect in the balance sheet, you need to have an understanding. Liabilities and assets, just like we said just now, that assets, something that you have already in your pocket, in your property, or later on that you are going to receive is assets. Something that you have to pay back to people is liabilities. So always assets are good for the business. They are the wealth of the business, but liabilities not good. Why? Because you have to pay back money eventually, and that money is going to go out of the business. So that is bad. Taking a loan is not a good thing. Yes, temporarily you have money and you can conduct business, but eventually you are going to have to pay that money back. So this one principle, only for our understanding, we are going to have this at the back of our mind, that assets are good and liabilities are bad. So remember, paying in the future 2 months salary which you did not pay is bad, because you did not pay it now, you're going to have to pay it later. That is why that second effect of what was that amount, 10,000 rupees of salaries was recorded on the liability side. So show correct expenditure in profit and loss account, and anything affecting the balance sheet, it will be shown as a second effect, not yet paid. This was outstanding expenses. That is the name of the adjustment. Okay. Exactly opposite of this can be, what if you have paid extra? So let's take another example. Let's talk about advertisement. You have manufactured goods, but for the people to know, you need to advertise for your business. So you have hired an agency. Okay, let's say you want to give an ad in the newspaper, and on the front page, you want the name of your product and all the details and everything to be mentioned on the first page of the newspaper. So you are going to have to pay money. Let's say we are talking about one newspaper, Times of India. Now what happens is, Times of India says, if you want to advertise with us, you have to pay us all money in advance for a period of 2 years. And over a period of 2 years, every alternate day, we will have your advertisement in the newspaper. This is the arrangement with Times of India. Now, advertisement is an expenditure. So obviously you must have recorded it on the profit and loss account debit side. And let's say per year, the advertisement expenditure is 20,000 per year, per annum. That means for 2 years, how much you must have paid totally to Times of India? If for 1 year it is 20,000, for a period of 2 years, you must have paid totally 40,000. 40,000. And that you will write on profit and loss account debit side. That is your expenditure to advertisement. 40,000. Okay. Have you shown the correct picture? Answer is no. If you remember, on top of your trading and profit and loss account, you write for the year ended. For the year means 1 year only, and 40,000 is expenditure not for 1 year. It is for a period of 2 years. What have you done? You have paid extra. Then if you have paid extra, you have recorded extra, remove it. You cannot record extra. Always record only for 1 year. So I will remove 20,000 which I have recorded extra, and on the profit and loss account debit side, it should show only 20,000. Advertisement 20,000 for 1 year. Okay. This is one effect. Now profit and loss is correct, but you can't just do one effect. There has to be another effect also. I will give you a hint. You tell me where it is going to come. Some expenditure, okay, you have already paid. In the future, you don't have to pay at all. It is your benefit. Okay, I will tell you that second effect has to be recorded in the balance sheet. But now you tell me whether you're going to record on the liability side or whether you are going to record on the asset side. Some money that you have already paid, and in future you don't have to pay again. Extra money already paid. Where will you write?
Assets.
Asset side, because it's exactly opposite of liability. Remember, anything that you pay in the future, liability. Now you have already paid extra. That amount again you don't have to pay in the future. That is a benefit for you for this year and for the next year. It is a benefit because next year when Times of India comes, you say I already paid you last year for 2 years. So that is an amount that you are not going to pay in the future. That is a benefit for us, and that's why it is on the asset side. And this type of adjustment is known as prepaid, paid in advance your expenditure. It can be any expenditure. We took advertisement as an example. This is known as prepaid expenditure. What are the two effects? Reducing from profit and loss account debit side and writing on the asset side. These are your two effects. That 20,000 will be recorded here. Now the question is to check, are the accounts correct? Have we done both debit and credit effect? Okay, let's have a look. Writing on the asset side, we know that is the debit side. So debit effect is done. But from profit and loss account also you have written on the debit side. But be very careful. You have written it on the debit side with a minus sign. Minus debit is nothing but writing on the credit side. You saw how it works for purchase return and sales return. Same thing. If you want to write it on the other side, you can, provided you put a negative sign. So minus debit is nothing but credit side only. So have you done two effects? Yes. One debit and one credit. And that's what we are aiming for every time. This is an important second adjustment. Exactly opposite of outstanding expense is prepaid expense. There it was not paid, so you are going to have to pay later. Here it is paid in advance. In future you don't have to pay it at all. This is what is prepaid expenditure. Remember earlier we had spoken about one item which I said we are going to have a discussion separately on, and that was depreciation. Does anybody remember what is the meaning of depreciation? In one question we had this depreciation, and in short I had explained to you what depreciation is. Yes.
When the value of an asset goes down due to wear and tear of the asset or use of the asset over time, so the amount is called as depreciation.
Perfect. That is the exact definition of depreciation. Any asset that you use, whether furniture you are using, or you're using your motor car, or you're using building, over a period of time, it is not going to remain exactly new as it was as you had purchased it. No. Over a period of time, because of use, that asset is going to have some wear and tear. Then that asset may become old. That asset may start giving you less value. For example, car. Earlier it was very efficient. Now it is not. Okay. All of this is basically reduction in the value. If you had purchased a car for 5 lakhs in the year 2015, in the year 2020, if you want to sell it, you are not going to get 5 lakhs for it. Somebody may pay you only 2 lakhs of rupees. So that is a loss for you. Why? Because the value of car has reduced over a period of time. In 5 years, you used it every day and it is no longer worth 5 lakhs. Now it is worth only 2 lakhs. So you know that in future, you are going to have a loss when you sell that car. And this is for every asset, and some exceptions are there. For example, land. Land value only keeps on increasing. Real estate value generally keeps on increasing. So that's why there is no depreciation on land. But other things, okay, the moment you use them, their value keeps on reducing. Let's stick to only one example, and that is car. So you know that in future, you are going to get less value for it. That means you are going to have a loss. And in the previous lecture, we had seen one concept of conservatism, which is that in future, if you are going to have a loss, you record today itself. So whatever that reduction in value is there every year, okay, every year it is reducing by some value. Let's say for example purpose, 50,000 is the value of that car, which is reducing every year. That 50,000 is our loss. Okay. So, you know, in profit and loss account, if I use the word loss, you know the nominal account rule, debit all expenses and losses. So on the profit and loss account debit side, you are going to write that depreciation amount to depreciation 50,000, because for this year, the reduction in value of car was by 50,000 rupees. Now you will say that, but on my balance sheet asset side, I have already recorded car 5 lakhs. But that is not the correct value. I said for this year, the reduction in value of car is 50,000. So I will reduce that depreciation 50,000 and show my car value correct as 4,50,000 at the end of 1 year. That way, same year, every year, 50, 50, 50, 50, it will keep on reducing until one day the value of the car is become 0. Because nobody will want to buy it after a certain period of time. So eventually the value of car is going to become 0. But that is after maybe 10 years or 15 years or 20 years, we don't know. Or 30 years, whenever. But right now for this current year, what is the value? 50,000, the value has reduced. So immediately your account should be adjusted, because when you purchased the car, it was 5 lakhs. Today it is no longer worth 5 lakhs. Today it is worth only 4,50,000, which means there is a reduction in value. It's like a loss. Your asset value which you had has reduced. Your wealth is going to reduce. So record that today. And today how much it has reduced by? 50,000. So reducing from the asset side, that is one effect. And writing on profit and loss account debit side, the same equivalent effect is the second effect. And again, we will check, have we done both debit and credit? Only then will your accounts match. If you don't do both effects, never your accounts are going to match. So when I say, have we done 2 effects? You have to look for 2 effects, debit and credit. So writing on profit and loss account debit side, that was one effect, the debit effect. What about the credit effect? Is that also done? Yes. Look, asset side is your debit side. But from the debit side, you have minused, which means you have written minus debit. Minus debit is nothing but credit. So you have done one effect debit and one effect credit. That means you have done the adjustment correctly. That is depreciation, another important adjustment. The 3 that we discussed right now are going to be there in almost every question, not only this year, even next year. Outstanding expenses, prepaid expenses, depreciation is one of them. So 2 effects, have you understood? Asset value will reduce, so show that in the balance sheet. And because asset value is reducing, that is your loss. Nominal account rule, debit all expenses and losses. So you go to profit and loss account and record that depreciation. This was the 3rd adjustment. Question says, from the following trial balance of Mangesh Traders, you are required to prepare final accounts. Year end is 31st March 2018. Where will you write opening stock?
Trading account.
Trading account.
Purchases.
Trading account.
Trading
Sales.
account.
Trading account.
Purchase returns.
Less
Trading
on
account.
trading account.
Very good. Less from trading account debit side. I will just put a minus sign here. Then exactly opposite, sales returns.
Less on credit
Less
side.
on
Trading account.
Very good. Very good. Correct. Then continue. Royalties.
Trading account.
Wages and salaries.
Profit and loss account.
Profit and loss. But wages.
Ah,
Trading account.
yeah. Okay. Now here is the confusion. We know that only if wages are given, it goes to trading account. Only if salaries are given, it goes to profit and loss account. What when they give you like this all together, wages and salaries, then where do you put it? I will give you a hint what is to be done. The correct way of recording this is don't look at the second word at all. Only look at the first word and then decide where it is to be written. So wages, if I ask you, then the correct answer is trading account. Okay. But then be very careful. It can be the opposite also. In some other question, if they give you the item salaries and wages, then where will you put it?
Profit and loss.
Yes, then you will put it in profit and loss account because only check the first word. It says salaries, then you put it in profit and loss account. Don't look at the other item. This is the convention that is used while recording these items. When they give together wages and salaries or salaries and wages, it makes a difference. So the correct answer for this item is yes, trading account. Okay, continue. Office salaries.
Profit and loss.
That is profit and loss account. Bills receivable.
Balance sheet.
The
Balance sheet.
Which side?
assets. Asset.
Assets side. So I'll just write an A. Assets. Bills payable.
Balance sheet.
Liability.
Liability. Very good. Office equipment.
Assets.
Assets.
Asset. Motor van.
Assets.
Plant and machinery.
Assets.
Bad debt.
Asset. Profit and loss.
Profit and loss.
Trading
Profit
account.
and loss account. Bad debts is a loss. Your customers did not pay you. That is bad debts. Very good. Advertisement.
Profit and
Profit and
loss.
loss.
Cash in hand.
Assets.
Balance sheet.
Sundry debtors.
Balance sheet.
Balance sheet, asset side itself. Debtors are your customers who have not yet paid you. They will pay you in future, which means we are going to receive money in the future. That is an asset. Then bank overdraft.
Liability.
Liability. It is like a loan, but for a short-term period. Then sundry creditors.
Liability.
Liability, opposite of debtors. And finally, capital is the first item on the liability side. Excellent. Now time for adjustment means you are going to record 2 times in 2 places. 2 effects is what we call adjustments. The first one we have been doing for some time now. Closing stock on 31st March 18 was valued at cost price and market price. We had a discussion about closing stock in the previous lecture. If 2 values are given, cost price and market price, which one are you going to take?
Lower one.
Lower
Very
one.
good. You will always only look at the lower one and directly pick up that amount. So in this case, cost price is lower 19,000. That's the one to be taken. Market price, you just cut it out, not required. Okay. Then office salaries outstanding 1,000. Remember, outstanding word will tell you means that expense has not yet been paid. So we will have to adjust salaries. So when you come across these adjustments, what you need to do is it relates to salaries. You go to office salaries, that item. And what you do is put a tick mark there. When you put a tick mark, you know that you have to write in the inner column, just like how you make the correction for purchases and sales because of the returns. Same way, wherever there is an adjustment to be done, you write those items in the inner column. So we will see, first time you are going to be recording today, we will see how to record. Just put a tick mark against office salaries because that has an adjustment. Then point number 3, prepaid wages is 1,000. Opposite of outstanding, we had discussed prepaid, paid in advance. So then wages is an item also which has to be adjusted. You tick mark wages. Then the last point, provide depreciation. Depreciation, the value of asset is going to reduce by 5%, 10% and 15% on which items? Office equipment, motor van and plant and machinery respectively. 3 assets, the value is reducing. Tick mark all of those 3 assets: office equipment, motor van and plant and machinery. We will have to reduce their value, and reduce by how much? They have already given us 5%, 10% and 15%. So that we will calculate and see what is the reduction in value. That's it. Based on this information, let's prepare our final accounts. Now, certain things you need to write. So firstly, the year end we had not written earlier. Let's write that down. 31st March 2018. So trading and profit and loss account for the year ended 31st March 2018. On the left hand side of the page, as well as on the balance sheet also you write. Balance sheet as on 31st March 2018. And these final accounts we are preparing for whom is given on top, for Mangesh traders. So what you need to do is you write down on top, in the books of. For accounts for whom are we preparing? Books of Mangesh traders. Okay, now you will take your question and each item from there, let's record one by one. Starting with the first, and that is opening stock. We have already written the word debit side. Write down in the amount column 32,750. Now, once we had a discussion and you have already marked where to write what, it's only about copying in the correct place. So pick up each item and write correctly. Next is purchases 55,000. You know that purchases had returns. So write in the inner column 55,000 and leave one line. We will adjust that returns from there. Same thing for the next item, sales 89,500 in the inner column and leave one line, returns to be adjusted. Then now adjust purchase returns 2,630. So below purchases, write down purchase returns 2,630. Deduct and find out the value in the outer column.
52,370.
Very good. 52,370. Same thing for sales return. Deducted from sales less sales returns. And that is 4,480. Minus and tell me the net sales.
85,020.
85,020. Good. Keep following the order. The next is royalties, that is written in trading account debit side, to royalties. Amount is 4,000. Then next, wages and salaries. The first word we have to check wages. That means it goes to trading account. But be very careful. We have tick mark this item. So write it in the inner column. To wages and salaries. The amount is 8,000, which you will write in the inner column. And leave one line. Whenever I say leave a line, you put an arrow so that you know you have to write that adjustment over here. That was wages and salaries. Then next item, office salaries. That comes in profit and loss account. So come below the line and write down to office salaries. This item also has a tick mark. So again, inner column. The amount of office salaries is 11,000. And leave one line. Later, when we come to that adjustment, we will record it there. Then next, bills receivable, that is an asset. Come to the balance sheet, right hand side of the page, asset side, write down bills receivable. Amount is 19,250. And exactly opposite, bills payable is a liability. So below capital, after leaving about 3-4 lines, you write bills payable. Amount is 12,500. Items which do not have an adjustment directly, you write it in the outer column. Let's continue. Next, office equipment, motor van, and plant and machinery. All three assets are reducing in value. We have to provide depreciation. So all of them we are going to write in the inner column, leaving a line after each item. So first take down office equipment, asset side. All of these have a tick mark. So office equipment, 20,000 inner column. And before you forget, just draw a line below that. We will record the adjustment there. Same for the next, motor van. Inner column, 30,400. And then plant and machinery. Same thing, 25,000. And leave a line. Then next, let's continue. We have bad debts, that is a loss. That will go to profit and loss account. Debit side, 2 bad debts. Amount is 2,500. Next, advertisement, also an expenditure. Below bad debts, 2 advertisement. That is 6,000. Then next, cash in hand. That is an asset. So back to balance sheet, asset side, write down cash in hand, 5,000. Next, sundry debtors. So asset side debtors, 31,250. Then the next item is bank overdraft, which is a liability. Below bills payable, write down bank overdraft. $1,000. Sundry creditors, that also liability. Creditors, 24,000. And then you have the capital, the first item on the liability side, inner column this time, 1,25,000. Okay, we have finished all items from the table. Now when we come to the adjustments, each item is going to be recorded twice. Every time I'm going to tell you adjustment means record twice. So reading the first adjustment there, closing stock. Now two places where we record closing stock. One is trading account, credit side. The way you see opening stock on the debit, so opposite is going to be closing stock on the credit side by closing stock. And out of the two values, which one are you going to take?
The lower one.
Lower
19,000.
one, 19,000. So record 19,000. This is only one effect. And second effect, closing stock on the balance sheet asset side. Stock that you could not sell this year, you will sell next year and receive money. Anything in the future when you receive, that is on the asset side, closing stock. That was 19,000. Then, next, office salaries outstanding 1,000. If you remember in profit and loss account, office salaries, we have written in the inner column. Now, outstanding means you did not pay. Okay, that means this 11,000 which is recorded has not been recorded for the full year. You have recorded less. Outstanding means not paid, means recorded less. So now record. Now when you record, you're going to add to that plus. Write down the word outstanding. Outstanding means not yet paid. So that means you did not record for 12 months. Now record for 12 months. And they have already calculated and given you the amount. Outstanding salaries in point number 2 is saying 1,000. So you will add 1,000 there. And then see what is the correct amount of salaries in the outer column. If you add up 11 plus 1, that is 12,000. This is one effect. Okay. Now that you did not record earlier, we have recorded now. One effect. Second effect, where are you going to write? Something that you're going to pay in the future. Which side?
Liability.
Liability side, the same words you use. Outstanding. And the expense was office salaries. So write down outstanding office salaries. What you did not record was 1,000. That part will have two effects, 1,000 there and 1,000 here. Debit as well as credit. Done. When you record twice, then that adjustment is over. Exactly opposite. Point number 3. Prepaid wages 1,000. Again, wages and salaries you have recorded in the inner column in trading account. And prepaid, which means you have already paid extra. Remove it. Nothing. Not more, not less. You have to record exactly for 1 year. And if it is prepaid, means you have written extra. Remove it. Less. Prepaid. And how much extra have you paid? You have paid 1,000 rupees extra. So minus 1,000. And in the outer column, 8 minus 1. Correct amount of wages for this year is 7,000. And any prepaid expenditure, one effect you have done here. In future, you don't have to pay. That is a benefit. And in the asset side, you are going to write the second effect. Because remember our discussion, assets, that is the good side for the business. Something that you don't have to pay in the future is a benefit. Prepaid wages and salaries. and the amount was 1,000. Two effects are over, so this adjustment also is done. And then the last adjustment, three assets, their value is reducing. So let's record for all of them how much they are reducing by. Reducing means directly below those assets you write down minus. The first is office equipment. Write down less. They're reducing because of depreciation. Fall in the value of that asset because of wear and tear and usage over a period of time. That is your loss. Record that. Value is reducing. Less depreciation. And can you tell me at what rate you are going to calculate that for office equipment?
5%.
5%. So what you are going to do is do that. 20,000 into 5%. How much will that be?
1,000.
1,000. And yes, reduce outer column is 19,000. Good. Same for the next asset, motor van. Same words you write, less depreciation. And for motor van, what is the rate?
10%.
10%. So motor van, the depreciation, if you calculate 10% means 10 less, 3040. Deduct and tell me in the outer column.
27,360.
That's correct. 27,360. And one more time, exactly same adjustment. Plant and machinery also value is reducing. Write down less depreciation. And for plant and machinery, can you tell me the rate?
15%.
15%. So calculate carefully. 25,000 into 15%. 3,750. Deduct and tell me in the outer column. Is it 21,250?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So three assets, the value we have reduced. But remember, this is only one effect, reducing from the asset side. Second effect has to still be recorded. And where is that second effect? Reduction in the value of asset is a loss for the business. And loss is recorded on the debit side. That is profit and loss account, debit side. Now, how do you record? There are three types of depreciation. So there is a way of presenting it. Okay. One effect was here. Second effect, when you come to profit and loss account, you come to the debit side and write down to depreciation. And we will show separately which asset is being depreciated at what value. So taking the first asset there, you will write office equipment below that. And write down in the inner column, what was the amount of depreciation?
1,000.
1,000.
1,000.
Then the next asset was motor van. Depreciation there was 3,040. And finally, plant and machinery.
3,750.
3,750. That's right. So for this year, on three assets, what was the total depreciation?
7,790.
7,790. That's right. This is how you will present depreciation in profit and loss account. Add in the inner column and show the total depreciation on all assets. In this case, there were three assets. 7,790 total. And that's it. All adjustments we have taken from there. Two effects are done for everything. Next job is to close all of your accounts. And when I say close all your accounts, you start with the first, and that is trading account. check which side is greater. What is the total of the credit side and what is the total of the debit side?
1,04,020.
Which side?
Credit side.
Credit side 1,04,000 and
20.
okay.
And debit side 96,120.
96 to 120. Okay, good. That was very fast calculation. So keep up that work. Everybody do your own and check. Are you getting the same credit and debit side total? And to close, remember, we always write the greater total on both sides. So credit side is greater, right there. 1,04,020. Same on the debit. And to make both sides equal, we will have to put an amount on the debit side, which we call gross profit. To gross profit carried down. The difference, if you want to find out, deduct. How much is that?
$7,900.
7,900 is the difference. Credit minus debit, if you do it, 7,900, which we will write on the debit side. That was the side which was less. So once you put 7,900, both will become 104020. This calculation you do in the rough, okay? Don't do it in the trading account. That I'm showing you here for your understanding. Keep your solution extremely neat. Gross profit carried down. Remember, those balances always keep moving to the opposite side. So from trading account, profit and loss account is a continuation. Bring down the balance there on the credit side. By gross profit, brought down. The same, 7,900. And you follow the same procedure to close now profit and loss account. That is, find out which side is greater.
28,290.
28,290.
Which is that side?
Debit.
Debit side. 28,290.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Same total you write on the credit, 28,290.
$1,390.
And if you deduct 7,900, since the difference is on the credit side, now you will call it by net loss. Yeah, how much was that you said?
20,390.
20,390. Okay. $20,390. Whenever difference is on the debit side, that is profit. Difference on the credit side, that is loss. And this balance also will continue. From here now, net loss should be taken to the balance sheet. And whether it is net profit or net loss, it belongs to the owner. And the owner's money in the business is called capital. So you are going to adjust it under capital. Net profit increases the wealth. Net loss will decrease the wealth. So below capital, write less. Net loss. And that was 20,390. And if you deduct, you will know now what is the balance of the capital.
1,04,610.
1,04,610. The owner's money in the business, that is capital, has reduced because he made a loss. If he had made a profit, it would have increased. So capital in the outer column, 1,04,610. That's it. This is the balance sheet which means there is no balance that is remaining now. It should balance on its own. Both sides should be equal. So carefully add up the liability side, add up the asset side, and check whether you are getting the same total.
So I'm getting 1,43,110.
Both sides. Add up both sides and see whether you're getting the same amount. What was it? 1 lakh?
43,110.
143,110. 1,43,110 should be the total on both sides. And that's it. Once both sides are equal, your balance sheet has tallied and your solution is complete.